certainly the homeboys know what's going on and know where to be. All right, next game.
Okay.
We have Eclipse on green, Marowns on red, and Apex on blue. So this should be a bit of a cracker.
Eclipse being the new launching team that have been showing a lot of promise this week.
And really, any team can win this game. I think Eclipse and Apex both been playing very, very well. Marowns, obviously, the first repeat team. Certainly a lot of potential in this game to be really close, so starting to see what happens.
Here we go. So Eclipse taking it up. We're just swapping around Maroons. Again, we see slow start and hit points from the red base. And Marmaduke straight out, straight into his faces. Well done, Marmaduke. The Waller brothers.
Really impressive stuff. Straight away getting the Eclipse base. Certainly a nice way to start the game is getting in that immediate base. Even before he gets any tags, it's still 0 for 4, but hey, you got that base. That's
Doesn't matter.
That is the important thing. Bringing their team out to an early lead. And their team winning on pack points as well. Good stuff.
Good start there for them.
Warcry going for red. 2 shots denied by Fuggin as well. Not even the red team.
Wow, and then follows it happened tonight.
Oh no, something wrong. Something went wrong there, unfortunately. Eclipse, unfortunately, dropping off the worm temporarily. Unfortunate early denials there. I'm a little bit starved because no one is in green right now.
This is where being the home team could also be a disadvantage to you. Because you're not given... People are going to focus you down. So it's going to be a little harder and you're going to think, it's just like home and I can get it.
Yeah.
And it's going to make it a little bit harder on you.
Absolutely. So you see a bit of action across all 3 bases right now. Players pretty evenly distributed.
Yep, as we see
it. Shooting red. Dust.
Oh, it's Taipan.
Taipan, yes.
Whoops, my bad. Sorry, Taipan, I called you Rockero.
So, bit of unfortunate denials there at the start with Ivo inside blue. Oh, that was so close. Unfortunate for Ivo there. There's a lot of action in blue now. So, yep, that backdoor of blue, you can see, 5 players there. No worries. Just blue things.
It's Ivo things.
Yep.
No worries.
But it really looked like he had the base there, so that's unfortunate. As Apex, really strong start, getting those few early denials. Taipan hitting the base, red running in. These teams are all just trading denials over and over again. Insane. 3 minutes into the game, Apex first.
Apex are collecting up on these denials.
Yes, big time. Big time. And I think, given how things have been going so far, especially having no bases, the Marines have got to be thinking, okay, we need to be paying attention to what's happening in the next 2 minutes and making a decision based on that. Because if they don't get anything going within the next 2 or 3 minutes, they're going to be needing to make a bigger move.
Absolutely. I think that's what we learned, and we learn all the time when you play Marines, is never count them out.
Yes.
There are multiple strats going on there, and they're checking their timer and making calls. And let's see if Taipan can... And there we go.
Taipan. First play to get 2 bases of the game. Again, a bit expensive, but...
And here we go. So it's green.
Right. Righty. Now the Marines have got to be feeling a little bit better. They're on the board with bases. Apex still just absolutely killing it on the field points. Look at the tag ratios. K-Traps, 14 for 6. Plug-in 20 for 14. Good stuff there. You want those players to be getting a high quantity of tags as well as good tag ratio. So
there's now a bit going on at the green base and a little bit at the red base.
Yeah, again, players pretty spread out across all 3 bases. Not that much action in blue. Eclipse now closing the gap a bit.
They are.
Having that second base obviously helps quite a lot. But even just looking at the pack points in the worm, you can see that the little...
Mm-hmm.
It's just... The gap is closing very quickly, so... Can't get too comfortable with your apex here. You still need to push. You still need to win the game.
As we have a look at blue base, Apex aren't getting comfortable. They're flattened off as they're into green. Oh, now. Oh, fucking denied.
And all of a sudden, you know, look at the worm. Eclipse have gone from not on the scoreboard to winning the game. So, a really impressive turnaround, you know. Just goes to show you things can go wrong at the start of the game, but if you have the right attitude and you try hard, you can still bring it back.
And you don't let that false start get to you.
Yeah.
So important.
Absolutely.
Taipan had a bit of a false start there. Expensive first 2 bases.
But he got the 2 bases, and now his team's benefiting from it. So
We've already worked out with this. Oh! Brand. I don't know where to be right now. It's on the red cams or the green cams because there's actually air everywhere.
yes, it's very hard to know where to look sometimes. Beefy and Bulldog floating around red base. Maybe we'll swap over to green here as we've got blue now inside green.
Yep.
Looking to take a shot. I can't see who that is.
It's Benson.
But we got 3 teams fighting over the green base. So that is what you like if you're green base. If it's green.
Your lips, you're like, thank you.
And just as we say that, all of the place leaves green. Craziness here in Laser Zone Lawton.
I think it's because there's no mid game in this arena.
Yeah.
So
if you're like
either committed to the base or you're not in a base.
I think a lot of the time, if you're the third defender, you end up just following the attack out. It's like, well, what's the point of sitting here with no one in the base?
Absolutely, as we see,
Capcan and Taipan now finish with their bases. They're going to be feeling pretty comfortable. Significant base lead over the other 2 teams. Eclipse winning the game, 50% in, and Marowns still struggling a little bit. So see what happens.
Lots going on at blue, lots of noise going on at blue base right now. As we see, not that you guys can see it, but on the cams, red and green are both empty-ish. Boo.
One shot denial, 4 Butzer onto Little.
It's Little Boo, isn't it, now? Or is it Little Bo? Little Bo. No,
I honestly couldn't tell you.
we renamed. I'm pretty sure your captain renamed him
Okay,
Little Bo.
that's news to me.
As we see, Ipo picks up his blue base.
There we go. Now, Marowns do have the pack lead over Eclipse. Apex still absolutely killing it on the tag, but they really need to be thinking about getting the bases now. As we say that, Beamless gets his green base. So the 2 green bases now taken down for Apex. They might want to think about looking at red because you can't see it on the cameras right now, but red base is completely empty.
No. Look empty.
It looks empty.
Wooly will be around there somewhere.
Oh,
Do not.
just as you say that, there's
Yeah, I was going to say, do not make that mistake. Woolly's around there somewhere.
Alrighty, maybe we can swap over to green now.
Go over to green. We can.
We've got Ivo having a look on that front door. Butzer on the back
Look
door.
how many stuck-ups. Heaps up in there.
Yeah.
And Butzer's going to get his base.
Here we go. Ivo.
Oh,
There we go. Getting the base from the side box. And here we go, Marowns into the lead of the game.
and as we say that, Wooly actually moved back to blue. And red. Wooly's got some plays up there, but lots going on in blue, lots going on at green. Where would you like to be?
It's hard to tell, you know. There's just action absolutely everywhere. Any one of these teams could win at this point. Apex really needs to be thinking about transitioning into either a little bit of a harder attack or just maybe bounce between the bases a bit to see where they can get.
Do you think maybe they've been locked out and they are bouncing between the bases just with the 2 home teams? They're finding it a little hard to get in.
Yeah, it's certainly possible.
The 2 home teams seem to be really. We're having to swap cameras so quickly because they are moving a bit like Spartans. Oh, look at that. Laura! No, I've got it wrong.
Marmaduke?
Now, Marmaduke. I keep getting them all confused about who's the old new one.
Yeah. So there we go. Apex doing what they need to at this point in the game. Getting a third base. Also getting a red base is important.
Yep.
If they don't just all in on green and then find themselves in a poor position later on. But Maroons winning the game at the moment, but there's nothing in it. Two or three tags in it.
And we saw the Maroons take over where they shouldn't have come from. They came from nowhere in the game to first. Did they call their strike too early here and peak too quick early and now sitting in the first? Is part of their master plan.
It's hard to say. That being said, like the players on Maroons who have the bases are Blitzer and Ibo, so not super shocking. I think they're probably the lead attackers in this game.
As we see, DP gets tagged by Cad. They are on the attack green.
And Eclipse getting their 6th base could be very critical at this point in the game.
And DP is going to line up for his green base there.
Just as I say that,
yep,
things even up once again. So Apex a bit stagnant so far. All right, just bases back and forth, absolutely everywhere.
I can't move these cameras fast enough.
Players everywhere in red, and then all of a sudden players everywhere in blue. Now red now attacking blue base. 5 players on the blue B door, just absolutely insane.
Green is empty.
Green is empty.
Green is empty by 1 player. Everybody else is in blue or red. Oh.
To go. Dark Passion.
Dark Pain. DP.
Gets yes. Okay. Come down to the last 30 seconds in this game. The next base, or a lack of the next base from either Maroons or Eclipse is probably going to determine this game. Fortunately, it looks like Apex either been stonewalled or they've left it a little too late, and it looks like they're going to be way behind on bases.
It's no easy feat. And both, we've seen it with Eclipse and Maroons with how fast I'm having to move the cameras.
Yeah.
I think Apex just got caught in the middle of the fact that these guys all know the arena so well that they pushed in real quick. And as we see that Beefy gets time denied on.
The time denial. And fortunately for him, that didn't make a difference in the score. Congratulations to the Maroons taking out that game. 2nd place Eclipse, 3rd place Apex. Apex had a really strong start to the game.
Yep.
I think one thing they can take away from that game is just you've really got to be paying attention to the quantity of bases that are going down. And if you know that your team's behind the bases, maybe even if you're getting attacked by 2 teams, you still probably need to like either push a third or maybe like bounce quicker or just change something up to increase the pace of your attack, because you can't really just play out a standard game in that situation and expect to win when you're already behind on bases.
Things I need to learn at the moment.
Alrighty.
Let's switch back to the 5x3 so you can see the final results there. Hi, Fitzy.
Hello.
I got another one of my favourites with me.
Alrighty, next game should be a cracker. We got Spartans on blue. The Rat Pack, said it right. I won't say it right for the whole game. Rat Pack on green and Leviathan on red.
Ooh, Leviathan. Leviathan were ranked.
There were 6. They count 6 in this pool.
Wow.
Insane job.
Wow.
What an improvement, especially coming out of, I think, around 20th place in Darwin.
Yeah. Oh, and look, I think they just peaked really late in Darwin.
Yeah.
Justin was taking a new team, a development team, and, you know, really working with them. Nightmare Rose. Props to Nightmare Rose. He's one of the hardest working volunteers at the events as well. He is full-time man.